priest said to me, you go to Castle Hill. If you don't go there now, you won't go at all. So I went home and told my mother that, so that was enough. One of the basic doctrines or beliefs in the brother is his life in the presence of God. Let us remember that we are in the holy presence of God. Probably I was more interested in becoming a teacher, and it was my mother who, I imagine, put that idea of becoming a teacher as one way, or one of the easy ways of getting an education. And of course, having been taught now by brothers, and they were the only teachers I knew outside the lady who taught us at home for so many years, were the De La Salle brothers. In the 3 years only that I was at school, and the priest in the parish used to interview all those who were leaving school. And my mother, at that stage, I was thinking of coming here to Castle Hill to begin or continue my schooling, to do my leaving certificate, or I could go to the local school and complete my schooling there. And my mother who said to me, you were to ask Father what you'll do, whether you're to stay here now and finish your schooling at St Stanislaus, or go to Castle Hill where the brothers ran the school, which was for those who were thinking of becoming brothers, where you would do your leaving certificate. And the priest said to me, you go to Castle Hill. If you don't go there now, you won't go at all. So I went home and told my mother that, so that was enough. But anyhow, I came to Castle Hill. So I'd been thinking, as I said, becoming a teacher. The brothers were the only teachers I knew. The brother in charge was a very holy man, Brother Leo, and he inspired me. And one of the things that he taught me, and which I still hold very dear, is it is the Mass that matters. And we were encouraged to go to morning Mass. And I used to often go to morning Mass in the cathedral before I went to school each day. So right from the very beginning, I've seen that as very much part of my vocation. Why a De La Salle brother? And it's because I was taught by those brothers in the very early days, and that's why I came to Oak Hill and I spent then 5 years here in Castle Hill, because this is where the brothers were trained here in the college. Each day I was present here in the chapel at morning Mass and for our other prayers. So after 5 years, I was received into the brothers just in 1947, which is 70 years into 2017. So I've been here. I came here to Castle Hill in 1946 at the age of 15, I think going on 16. So it's 70 years since I came here to Castle Hill to begin my studies as a brother. Well, I think first of all is the work of teaching and the influence you have with so many young people, and also the men that you live with, and the inspiration you get from the community you've got, because the brothers live in community with others who are like-minded to themselves. They pray with them each day, and they eat with them, and they share their stories and they share their work in a community setting. And that has always been very much a strength that I find in the work I do. So you're not on your own, you're supported, and you're with with like-minded people. It's quite extraordinary that you have such respect from and relationship with so many young people that, particularly now, at this stage in my life, when I can look back on many people that I've taught. And only just last week I was at an old ex-students reunion at one of my former schools. I met there a student that I had in primary school, who I later taught in the secondary school, and he introduced me that night to his grandson, who was also had finished at that school. So you get a tremendous satisfaction now in the work that you do, and that's what makes our lives so extraordinary, that you have so many children that you claim as yours. I've also had the opportunity not to teach overseas, but to visit many brothers' schools. The first place that I went in the first brothers' school that I visited outside of Australia was in America, and I spent 6 months there in 1975 and visited quite a number of brothers' schools in the United States, met many brothers there. I went on from there and I met, in the program that I did there were brothers from all over America and from Europe as well, and I had that opportunity as well of visiting the brothers in Ireland and in England, in France, in Rome, of course, where our mother house is, and to meet the brothers there and to live with the brothers there, and then on in places like Malta and the Philippines, and so on. These are all places I visited in that year, and so I met what I see as the Marcellian family, and that we were much bigger than just a group of men working here in Australia, that we were really a worldwide institution, and that we have schools all over the world. And really, that you feel that you are doing God's work, and that the work you are doing, it's not for your own reward or for your own satisfaction or for your own enhancement or wealth or anything else. That your teaching and your work is God's work, and that you live very close to God. As I said to you in the very beginning, the daily Mass that I was introduced to even before I entered the Brothers has always been very much part of my life, so that every day I feel at a loss if I'm not being able to meet God and to meet Jesus Christ particularly. One of the basic doctrines or beliefs in the brother is his life in the presence of God. Let us remember that we are in the holy presence of God, and so you walk with God every day of your life, and you have a special meeting every day with Jesus Christ himself in Holy Communion. Well, the thing is that you live in society. If you like, the years in training here in Castle Hill, you're completely cut off from society. If I could say to you, in my 5 years here, I always regret the fact that I didn't know what was going on outside in the world, and many extraordinary things happened. When I was at school in the Second World War, and so all the settling down there was, I missed all that. But here now, once you're in school, you have to keep in touch with what's going on in society. If you want to relate with students and so on, you must know what they're doing, the sports they're playing, the games they're interested in, and the daily news. But as I said to you, you look at all these things in relation to the one that walks with you, namely the presence of God. And so God is with you all the time, but you are interested in whatever's happening. Well, what I do at the moment is very little. I'm no longer teaching, but I still love the contact with young people, and I try to be present at as many of the school functions as I possibly can. I go to all the school masses. I have a special interest in the students who study agriculture, and I go down there weekly or sometimes at their afternoon period after school when they're working with the animals, and I pop in and see them there. I see them in their plays and in their drama and all these in the musical evenings and that they have, and I love to be present at any of those things. So I still keep contact with students there, and at different times I'm asked to maybe to do something or to speak to a class or to visit a school. And my previous schools where I've taught, and I have a particular contact with the De La Salle College in Ashfield, where I was taught for many years and where I was principal 50 years ago. So I like going back there and meeting students as well. It keeps me going. Well, first of all, to be tremendously grateful for the opportunity that your parents have given you in allowing you or sending you here to Oak Hill College. It's a remarkable school, and you can do anything you want here at the college. So you first of all should be very thankful for what your parents and the sacrifices they're making to send you here to school, and therefore it's up to you to do all you possibly can in whatever area you become interested in, because I know there are students here who are interested in their agriculture, their farming, they're interested in music, they're interested in debating, or they're interested in particular sports, whether it's athletics or football or cricket or whatever. So you've got so many opportunities to pursue your various interests, and I'd encourage you to do that. And also know that you have the opportunity of coming to a Catholic school, and one of the things that you should have foremost in your mind is that this is a school where you can be close to God, where you can live close to Jesus Christ here in the chapel and visit Jesus in the tabernacle. And when I walked from home to school every day, we walked through the cathedral, and there were a group of us who'd walk there. I'd meet other boys on the way, but we'd all of us drop in and make a visit in the cathedral in Bathurst on our way through to the school. And so I'd encourage you to do that too, to know that here in the chapel is where the head of the school, if you like, or the most important person on the campus here at Oak Hill is here in this holy place. And so that you get a love for this place as well. It's tremendously encouraging to see old boys coming back here when they marry, and they want to get married here in the chapel. And obviously they've gained that interest or that loyalty or that love of Christ when they are inspired to come back here, when they embark on their married life. So make this the very basis of your education, and know that you have a Catholic education, and that's why your parents have sent you here. And learn to live close to God and to live close to Jesus.